Hello and welcome. It's our 12 p.m. show, and we've been joined by Bharat Ramraj from Bengaluru, and obviously Vaibhav Tripathi, who's there from I think last 1 month or more. He's very near now to getting a citizenship from Sri Lanka, which I'm hearing at this point of time. But yes, the major thing is Indian team is now traveling from Colombo to Galle. It's a very scenic journey. I hope my dear friend Vaibhav will enjoy that journey. Right behind him you can see the movement you can see right behind him is basically the Indian team bus. There will be a mini van also, one for the support staff, one for the chairman selector, and right in your frame you can see the mini van passing by, maybe for the throwdown experts, because and that's the team bus, that's Indian team bus right there. Live visuals from Colombo to Galle. It's a 2 to 3 hour journey, if I'm not wrong, and it's a very scenic journey across, with Indian Ocean in company, and a beautiful Sri Lankan weather, which I can see, far there in the sky. So, yeah, that's basically the Colombo leg, which come to an end at this point of time. They will return for the second test as far as the SSC is concerned. But Weber, over to you. Just want to know the reaction. How's the mood? The players coming by. I also know this, that chairman selector also joined the team, and we have the visuals also. We will definitely play that. But Weber, over to you. How is the day as far as today is concerned? And then we'll go into the cricketing things. What do you think of the playing 11? Who can make it into the 11 and who not? But yeah, what happened today?
See, we were waiting for the team to come we were waiting for their departure, but then we were very surprised to see Ajit Agarkar just passing through us. And the moment we saw him, obviously we got his visuals, and these are the exclusive visuals that you will only get on Rev Sports. Ajit Agarkar is here, and he has already left for Galle. Team went after his departure. So yes, Ajit Agarkar, chairman of selectors, is here. And if you talk about the team environment, the team mood, everyone is smiling even while they were going up to the bus. Ravindra Jadeja has been in jovial mood ever since he has come back into the team, obviously making a comeback after a long time. And if you look at the three practice sessions and the 3 day practice game as well, you will understand, the team atmosphere is quite relaxed. Obviously they are training very hard, but there is no outside pressure. It doesn't seem like there is an outside pressure that yes, this series is very important, everybody understands, but they are not taking it in their head. There is not extra burden on their shoulders. Obviously in their preparations it suggests you that they are very keen to win this series 2-0, but the team environment has been very good. Yesterday Sarfaraz also, when he joined, everybody welcomed him. And Sarfaraz, he showed his muscles as well to us, showing that he has lost his weight. He's very fit. He's supremely fit and has made his comeback into the team on basis of fitness as well. So yes, if you talk about the team environment, everything is relaxed. Team has trained really hard at the NCC. Just imagine, on 4th they arrived at this very hotel, and from 5th they have started training, and the 3 days where they practiced, the practice lasted for more than 3 hours on each day, and the conditions are extremely hot and challenging and demanding here in Colombo. But they were still training. If you look at the practice game, all the practice days, all the days, they made sure that days complete at the end of 90 overs. So 90 overs were played on both the days and at the last day as well when the game was finished. So if you
Sure.
talk about the intensity in the practice, everybody is very focused. They know what they are doing in terms of preparations. And then in regards to the team environment, it's very relaxed. But at the same time, they know the challenges that they are going to face in the upcoming test series.
Bharat, coming to you, how do you see the practice session, across 3 days, as Weber rightly said, that, they made this sure that, it will be 90 overs. It's not like some days you're only playing 63 overs, some day you're only playing 61 overs. And what they again make sure is that, every batter, be it your bowler also, you are getting him ample time of batting towards the end or maybe somewhere in between. But this is now completely serious kind of preparations before going to Galle, Bharat. Uh, what's your understanding of these last 3 4 days, these last 5 days around, where they practiced pretty much the 3 day game? Of course you can ask questions that why this is happening, because I never heard that 45 overs for them, 45 overs for you. This looks little different. But what do you make of this these last 3 4 days?
Yeah, not too sure in such warm-up matches or drills. Usually, especially bowlers, fast bowlers don't bowl at their required intensity level. Maybe they
Yes.
take it a little bit easy. But I saw a little bit of the final day of the warm-up game that recently happened. It was televised, and I thought both Siraj, Prasidh, and even Gurnur, they bowled with good intensity levels on a flat pitch. So
Yeah.
that was good to see. It was seemed like obviously there was no speed gun out there, but it seemed like they were all bowling at around 140 kilometers per hour in the second innings. So
Yeah.
that's the main point to look at with this some of these practice games or even if it is intra squad games. Because these days you don't see that kind of intensity levels in warm-up matches or intra-squad matches. Maybe going back in time, it was the case. So that is one of the problems. But yes, from Indian batters' point of view, it is imperative that they kind of work on their spin game because it has been a problem for the Indian batting lineup in the recent past, especially the DRS era. I don't think the current lot of Indian batters play enough of sweep shots. That is where you have to improve because in the DRS era with spinners bowling quicker through the air, this has become a go-to shot. A team like New Zealand came out to India, played sweep after sweep, and thrashed and swept aside India 3-0. So that is something that the current lot of Indian batters have to look at. Even in practice sessions, yes, they have to also look at the defensive techniques against spin bowling, especially in the DRS era again, because as you know, there's no benefit of doubt like it used to happen when Jimmy Adams became Jimmy Padams by just putting his front pad out against the Indian spinners or Nazir Hussain in 2001 in 2002, 2001 in Sri Lanka. He and Graham Thorpe just padded out Murali Taran, who can't do that in 2026 DRS round. So they have to find ways with their defensive techniques, especially with Prabha Jayasuriya in the opposition lineup. See, what basically they can do is I'm sitting here and thinking on those lines based on the kind of practice sessions I've seen in the past that I've seen a lot of batters take out the front pad and look to just play out the spinners. Main thinking is that if the ball couldn't hit your front pad, so that is why they will just take out their front pad and try to defend all the time. These sort of things batter can try to ensure that you are just not plonking your front pad against, especially Prabhat Jayasuriya. So yeah, it's very imperative, especially from Indian batters' point of view, that they'll find out ways of how to handle, especially the left arm spinner, lead left arm spinner. I understand Ramesh Mandis also might come into the equation against Indian left hand batters. So it would be interesting to see what kind of drills they will do, especially the Indian batters, in terms of playing the sweeps and in terms of their defensive techniques.
There was just as I asked Weber also about the morning schedule, and do let us know that what's the plan from here. And the another part is from the time of arrival, of your arrival and Ravindra Jadeja's arrival, there is something going on between you two. Beat at the airport, beat today, beat the bat sticker where his favorite horse is also is the part of sticker. What's going on means the camaraderie between you two. It's looking like that you two are meeting after a long time, Devashishda.
No, no, not really. But we both enjoy. Both enjoy. He's a very lively character. You have been on multiple tours. He has been, and the best part is that he seems to be enjoying. See, Virat, Rohit, everyone has retired. Ashwin, and he also is part of that same era. But only he is in this test squad. But he seems to be enjoying. In coming back from that break, and that is what you want. You want the senior players. He is sharing his inputs to the younger lot, and that is what you want from a experienced bowler, experienced player like Ravindra Jadeja. So someone like a KL Rahul, Ravindra Jadeja, Shubman Gill, the senior player, Rishabh Pant. I think this is what it's all about. And this team, Rohit, if you ask me, those 6 days ever since the team arrived in Colombo on the 4th, they haven't missed a single day, be it the 3 day practice game or the three practice sessions. Those three practice sessions were extremely intense, and they were very specific, very methodical as to what sort of training they should go in, and that is the best part. And this is something very means obviously that itself shows that the team is eager to win the series from here, so as to be in contention for that World Test Championship final. And it's a very important series, not just for Gambhir and Shubman Gill, but for the entire team. Rohit.
Exactly. Devashishda, can you put some light on the coming up schedule for the Indian team? What's their, arrival time there? And after that, what can we expect in next 2 days? The extended team of Rev Sports will also be there from tomorrow onwards. So can you talk us about all that?
Yes, Rohit. Yes, yes. So the team today, since it's a travel day, today the team won't train. Tomorrow they will have a training session, and on the 14th there will be a joint trophy unveiling. Joint captains, the captains will be there for a joint photo shoot with the trophy. We are yet to know officially the Sri Lankan test squad, but the Sri Lankan team is already in Galle. They have traveled to Galle on the 8th, as we reported in our
Yes.
earlier videos. If you remember, we told our viewers that the Sri Lankan team will reach in Galle on the 8th, and that is what they were there. The Sri Lankan test squad is already in Galle for the last 3 days. Today also they have a training session. But yes, for talking about the Indian team, they will have three practice sessions: 12th, 13th, 14th. 14th, I believe, will be an optional one. 12th
Yeah.
and 13th will once again be an intense full training session, wherein every member will be part of that training session. And yeah, that's it. And today being the traveling day, they won't train today.
Sure. Vaibhav, now coming to you, the last part, the concluding part of this segment is going to be around the playing 11. Are we sure around this that what could be our potential playing 11, or do we want to see the conditions in Galle, because Galle is little different from Colombo? Obviously, the sea breeze. Apart from that, in Colombo also sea is not like you have to go to 50 kilometers away from sea. It's again, the ocean is very near. But when you go down to Galle, you will experience little different, if you compare it with Colombo. So are you don't want to jump the gun at this point of time that what could be the potential playing 11, because there could be one or two minor tweaks. We are very sure that what could be the 9 and 10, we are very much sure around that. It's just going to be the one discussion point or maybe two discussion points. What do you make of the 11?
See, I think the debate or the discussions will be around only two things. First is who will partner Mohammad Siraj if they are going to go with only two seam bowling options. Because
Yeah.
conditions involved is assumed that at least three spinners will take part, including Ravindra Jadeja. So,
Yes.
who is going to partner in that scenario? Who is going to be the second seamer? Is it going to be a Gurnur Brar or is it going to be a Prasidh Krishna? It's a straight toss-up between these two. Akib Nabi,
Okay.
for what we have seen in the 3 day practice match, he only bowled in one innings. In first innings, he
Yes.
didn't bowl at all. In second innings also, he bowled only one spell and was taken off. And then he was the only pacer to turn up at India's practice session for only pacer, because he didn't bowl a lot in the practice game and before that in the two practice sessions. And also in the last practice session, apart from Saransh Jain and Akib Nabi, all the batters, all the players trained at the center wicket. Only two players
Sure.
didn't bat on the center wicket, and those two players were Saransh Jain and Akib Nabi. So these are small
Okay.
signs that tells you how the team is planning in terms of the team composition. So first is who will partner Mohammad Siraj. Is it going to be a Gurnur Brar? What we have seen so far, Gurnur Brar has been the by far the most impressive bowler. Even if you look at the
Sure.
entire practice session, he was getting the ball to do something out of nowhere. Even Mohammad, he
Exactly.
outclassed somebody like a Mohammad Siraj or Prasidh Krishna, the experienced ones who are more
Okay.
experienced than we. And
Okay.
the other thing is with Gurnur Brar, he's also improved on his batting part as well in the practice session. A lot of
Sure.
batting drill he has also gone through. So it is Gurnur Brar versus Prasidh Krishna. The other debate will be around the third spinner. For me, I think it is all but done that Ravindra Jadeja and Manav Sutar will be there. Manav Sutar in the last test that he played, he put in the man of the match performance, and he has looked, even Debashish will agree that he has been the most impressive among the spinners who have been in the main squad. He's looked the best of the lot. And obviously with the bat also, he was very good in the practice game. So it's about whether it is Kuldeep Yadav or Saranjan. For me, I think that also is confirmed. If you go and go through that press conference of spin bowling coach Sairaj Batule, he said the team management is quite happy with the way Kuldeep bowled in the practice game. He bowled the most number of overs in the first innings. So I think it's Ravindra Jadeja, Kuldeep Yadav and Manav Sutar for the first test. Now it is only about whether Gurnur makes it or Mohammad Siraj makes it in terms of combination. And I think the batting lineup picks it itself. It's KL Rahul, Yashasvi Jaiswal, your openers. Number 3 will be Devdutt Padikkal. Number 4, Shubman Gill. Then Rishabh Pant at 5. 6, Ravindra Jadeja. At 7, it will be Dhruv Jurel. Dhruv Jurel yesterday had a long conversation with Gautam Gambhir as well. Yes, Sarfaraz is here, but I don't think they will going to draft him straight away into the playing 11 because you have tested the abilities of Dhruv Jurel as a specialist batter.
Sure. There are two things here. When you see a Mohammad Siraj, and as you rightly said in the first part of the video, that you don't go with full intensity or full throttle in a practice game. It seems like he's little slower in the air, which is the quality of Mohammad Siraj. When you see him doing really well in the air, his pace was really, something which make the opposition, check their guard at least twice. When they are facing a full tilt Mohammad Siraj. Here it looked like he's little slow in the air, but that could be the possibility. What you said, that it's a practice game, you won't see Mohammad Siraj going full tilt. What's your pick as far as the other bowler is concerned? Because we are very sure that Mohammad Siraj will be part of this. Are you going to go with a Gurnur Brar, who is with the stock delivery, the kind of stock delivery he has, leaving the off stump at the very last moment and creating those the scenarios as far as bowling against a right-hander is concerned is looking really well. And then obviously, how much convinced are you with that Sarfaraz Khan part? Can we make this straight swap, knowing that Jurel in his recent outings not looked good against spinners?
Rohit, just to interrupt, I don't think you should have asked this Gurnur Brar or Prasidh Krishna question to Varsar, because we know what exactly is coming. Yesterday also he said on the same thing. I think we all expect the same thing.
Long way to pursue how I look at it. Anyway, see, Mohammad Siraj, what I can say is he reminds me a little bit of Stuart Broad in the sense that, see, if you compare Stuart Broad with someone like Jimmy Anderson, when those two were bowling, it always seemed like Jimmy Anderson was in rhythm. But Stuart Broad, sometimes he won't exactly be in this rhythm, but there were other occasions when his knees would be pumping. It seemed as if his knees would be pumping, and then everything would come out right, and he would take 4 wickets in, say, 10 overs, 5 overs, 6 overs, and burst through the opposition lineup. That is how it felt as if. So Siraj also, I think, is a little similar in the sense that there are times when it feels as if he's not exactly in rhythm. See, if compare him to someone else, like maybe it could be Bumrah for the Indian team, or Mohammad Shami when he was playing for the Indian team. It always seemed as if Mohammad Shami was very much in rhythm, at least in the last 3-4 years of his test career. But Siraj, at times, it doesn't seem as if he's in good rhythm. But there would be occasions when suddenly his knees would be pumping and he could take 4-5 wickets in bunches. That is how I think his test career has panned out. Some of his best performances have come in times when he has taken wickets in bunches. It's not like he's taken 5 wickets for a spell of 20 overs, or a spell of, say, 4 overs, and then after 20 overs would be like 5 wickets for 60 runs. It's like suddenly from 0 for 40, it could be 4 for 60 for Siraj. So that is how it works for him. Maybe he was not exactly in good rhythm as well in that warm-up game. So hopefully from India's perspective, we'll get it right in the first test match. See, Siraj versus Guru, yesterday I said, in my humble opinion, there isn't much difference between these two in what they bring to the table. See, I'm not at the practice sessions to see who exactly is bowling better at the moment. But if you look at the key strengths, there isn't much difference. Maybe Gunur is a little taller, and Prasidh has perhaps one advantage in the sense that analysts say that it is not so easy to pick between his short ball and his good length ball, which is the good length ball and which is the short ball, due to a little bit of deception in his action. So there is not much to choose between these two in terms of strengths and weaknesses. Yes, Prasidh might say in my last two test matches, I've taken 11 wickets. And Gunur would say I took a 10 for against Sri Lanka A. So I think it's a fringe selection. I'm fine with either of them. Maybe Prasidh Krishna in 2026 has a slightly better fast bowling mindset in the sense of how to construct an over. This is nothing against Gunur's attributes, but based on whatever I saw at Lords when India took on England, you were there as well when he gave away 97 runs in 10 overs. It reminded me of Prasidh Krishna and Centurion in 2023-24 in terms of fast bowling mindset, in terms of how to construct an over. He was struggling Gunur. So in that sense, maybe Prasidh is slightly ahead, but I don't think there is much to choose between these two. But I would definitely tell in those conditions, I would choose either of them over Aqib Nabi on any single day.
Sarfaraz and Jurel, Bharat. Can we say?
Sarfaraz, if you ask me, I might think of Sarfaraz. I will keep it short. I might think of Sarfaraz because he's a good player of sweep shot. And as I noted, sweep shot is very much one of the shots that you have to use against spinners in the DRS era on turners. Yes, Sarfaraz, you will get some ungainly dismissals. He will get criticized at times because he's an unorthodox batter. Let me put it that way. But as he's unorthodox, he can also frustrate the opposition spinners. He can irritate the opposition spinners, which you saw against New Zealand. So if he comes off, it could be like something like 60 or 40 balls, and suddenly he might play.
That Rajkot innings of his, the debut innings of his, where he might play really quickly.
Yeah, because he might play game-breaking innings, I might think of him in Sri Lankan conditions.
Okay. Debashish, any inputs from you as far as this playing 11 thing is concerned? Are you sure on what could be the potential 11? As Weber said that there was, quite a clear picture when you see the practice session. And as you rightly said, they haven't wasted a single day. You've been in the tours, I think, since last 2 decades. And we saw this team, not only this team, but other teams also, generation-wise I'm talking about, that they take 1 or 2 day rest, then a 3-day practice session, then maybe a light intensity session. But this team and this particular tour looked completely different from those other tours. So is that something which was the highlight as far as? Yes, Debashish.
Spot on, Rohit, because this is something that I have been noticing on tour. They haven't taken a single rest day ever since reaching Colombo. And I have been in multiple tours for last 2 decades, and I haven't seen, there has been off day, there have been optional practice, but mark my words, 3 practice sessions, only the final practice session that was yesterday, only the 3 fast bowlers were rested. Prasidh Krishna, Mohammad Siraj and Gurnur Brar. Everyone, yesterday also they trained for 3.5 hours, and it was quite intense. And if practice is an indication as to what should be the ideal playing 11, means obviously the team hasn't trained in ball, because they will pick the playing 11 depending on the conditions they've witnessed. But as far the preparations are considered, I would still feel that Gurnur Brar has a slight edge over Prasidh Krishna. Prasidh Krishna, if you remember, means he bowled but these are all hot conditions. These are extremely hot conditions for a fast bowler, and that was the reason that both Siraj and Prasidh Krishna were taken off after their first spell. But Gurnur Brar, means obviously given his height, he has got a little bit of purchase even on these docile tracks. And talking about spinners, I think Kuldeep Yadav might just sneak in Sarang's den. So I think it might look strange, but I think the Indian team management as of now is looking to get 3 left-arm spinners in that playing 11. So Ravindra Jadeja, Manav Sutar and Kuldeep Yadav ahead of Sarang's den.
Sure.
Can I just add something?
Okay.
Just one line.
So not on Prasidh Krishna and Gurnur Brar.
Yeah, I'm just telling the fact. In terms of height, one is 6 feet 3 and another one is 6 feet 4 and half. So that isn't 6 feet 4 and half, 1.94. The other one is 1.89. So I don't see much difference in terms of height. So I'm not very sure on that point. Other point is even Prasid bowled a really good ball in the second innings. There was a brilliant in swinger that he bowled up front. So I don't really
Yes.
see what's the difference between.
Yeah. I can totally understand. There is no conflict of
Just,
interest, guys.
just one thing, because Bharat sir didn't watch the entire game. In the first innings, the first spell of Prasidh Krishna, that 5 over spell of the first day, he was all over the place. Like pretty much what is the case with him in T20I cricket, that he was all over
Gurnur
the
also
place
gave
in
away
his first
35
spell,
runs.
and then Mohammad
First spell,
Siraj was telling him something.
35
Obviously,
runs.
yes, first spell, but even
Gurnur
if you
first
look at
spell,
the
35
entire
runs,
match, even if you look
6
at the
overs.
entire match, it was Gurnur who was making the wicket make something out of it. It was Gurnur who looked more threatening, because he was getting the ball to lift from good length, and that is what
Yes.
looked different from Gurnur, because Mohammad Siraj took only 1 wicket. Prasidh also only took 1 wicket in the entire game. It was Gurnur who was the pick of the bowlers with his 3 wickets. That's the thing, that even on
Sure.
unresponsive wickets, Gurnur
Yeah.
Brar is doing extra, and he's looking more threatening as a bowler, in comparison to an Akim Nabi or Prasidh Krishna.
So let me leave it there. It's a very happy headache for Team India because they have a Prasidh Krishna who's ahead in pecking order, but then you have someone like a Gurnur Brar who's doing really well in recent times. His last outing in Galle was somewhere something you cannot ignore, and plus the practice game thing which our correspondents told us around. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of discussion around who to go with. Good for Indian cricket team. And we will obviously give you all the details, as I told in the earlier part of the video, that two of our correspondents, senior correspondents, obviously apart from Devashish Da, Shubhan Da and Shamik Da will be there from tomorrow in Galle. And I wish you a happy journey, Devashish Da and Vaibhav Tripathi. As I mentioned, it's a very scenic journey
And
across. Yes, yes,
yes,
Devashish Da.
we are taking a train, and Vaibhav is very excited.
Wow,
Vaibhav is very excited
wow.
of the fact that we are taking a train. We are taking a
All of us,
train
there
from
are
That's a
Colombo
very
to
slow
Galle.
train. That looks like a very slow train from the hotel. When you take any hotel near the ocean, means I live multiple times in Ocean Edge, and when the train crosses, it feels like that. यार ये 40 किलोमीटर या 50 किलोमीटर से ऊपर नहीं चल रही है प्रति घंटा. So happy journey, and it's a very beautiful journey because that Indian Ocean accompany you. I think till Galle, and it's a very scenic journey.
Yes,
One of the most scenic journeys in the world. If you do it, a YouTube short also around that most beautiful scenic journeys in the world, train journeys. You'll definitely see one from Colombo to Dambula. No, no, not Colombo to Dambula. Colombo to Kandy, and then one from Colombo to
There
Galle
is one.
is
There is
again.
one from Ella to Nuwara area as well.
Wow. So yeah, something which obviously you guys will love it. So thank you so much for joining, and we'll see you from Galle. Thank you guys. कहाँ गए भाई?